Okay, so what if you could build a whole application, not with endless lines of code, but just by talking, just using your words? Well, that's the incredibly simple but kind of revolutionary promise behind a project called Infinity Ground. And today, we're going to break down exactly how it's supposed to work and what it could mean for, well, the future of creating things online.
So have you ever had that moment? You're on a walk, in the shower, and bam, this brilliant idea for an app just hits you. That one concept you just know could be a total game changer? Yeah, I think most of us have been there.
And then, for almost all of us, that's where it ends. The spark just fizzles out. Because reality hits you like a ton of bricks. You've got the vision, you know the market, but you don't know the first thing about programming. And that's the wall where so many great ideas just die.
And let's be real, in the digital world we live in, this isn't a small hurdle. It's a massive, massive wall. It keeps countless incredible ideas locked away in people's minds, basically limiting the power to create to a pretty small group of technical experts. You can't program, you're out of the game.
But now, just imagine for a second, what if you could just talk your idea into existence? Literally describe what you want, how it should look, what it should do, and an AI just builds the entire thing for you. This is the big question Infinity Ground is trying to answer.
So, how in the world does a system like this actually work? Let's dive into the mechanics of turning a simple thought into a fully functional AI-generated application.
At its heart, Infinity Ground is an AI-powered development platform. But the crucial difference here, the thing you have to get, is that you're not a programmer writing lines of code. You're more like a director, and you're using plain English to tell an AI what to build.
The whole process is designed to be ridiculously simple. Step 1, you just describe your vision. Step 2, the AI engine interprets what you're trying to do. And step 3, it generates the complete working application. That's it, from your brain to a real app.
And listen, when they say complete application, they really mean the whole shebang. The AI builds everything. We're talking the back-end logic that makes it all run, the front-end user interface that people actually see and click on, and even the secure smart contracts, the rules that automatically run on the blockchain before it deploys the whole package for you.
They use this really fascinating term for this whole environment, an agentic IDE. Now, a typical IDE is an integrated development environment. It's where developers write code. But in an agentic IDE, you don't code at all. You act as a director, and you instruct an intelligent agent, the AI, to do all the building for you.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the fundamental shift. The most valuable skill is no longer knowing how to program. It's knowing how to clearly and effectively describe your ideas. The barrier to entry is moving from pure technical skill to creative articulation.
Okay, so a platform this ambitious obviously needs an engine to run on. And that brings us to its creator economy, which is all powered by something called the AIN token. You can just think of the AIN token as the fuel for this entire creative machine. It's what you use to pay to have your app created, it's how you unlock premium features, but it's also more than that. It gives you a real stake in the system, letting you earn rewards and even vote on the future direction of the platform itself.
And this brings us to a really, really critical point about the token's value. It is not based on hype. It's tied directly to utility. If people aren't actively using the platform to build things, then there's no real demand for the token. It's a simple equation. In this model, actual usage is what drives value.
So this design choice is absolutely key. The goal is to transform Infinity Ground from just being another piece of software into a self-sustaining digital economy, where the creators, the users, and the token holders are all part of this connected, incentive-aligned ecosystem.
Now, this all sounds fantastic, right? Almost too good to be true. But we've got to be critical here. Every ambitious project has its challenges. So let's weigh the incredible promise against some of the very real perils.
The number one promise, the absolute core selling point, is speed. The platform's goal is to slash the time it takes to go from an idea in your head to a finished product on the screen, from many months or even years down to just a few hours. I mean, that completely changes the game for innovation.
But the hurdles are pretty significant. You have to ask some tough questions. What's the quality of this AI-generated code going to be like? Is it secure? Can you really trust an automated smart contract with real value? Then there's the human problem. Will non-technical people actually adopt this? And let's not forget, they are jumping into a fiercely competitive market in the AI and no-code space.
This quote really just gets to the heart of it. The biggest challenge isn't a technical one, whether it can make the apps.
It's a product and a community challenge, making sure the platform is used to build things that people actually want. Because if the ecosystem just fills up with thousands of useless apps, the whole thing loses traction fast.
So where could this all lead? Well, you can kind of imagine a few different futures. In the absolute best-case scenario, this becomes the standard for how we create things with AI. A more realistic outcome might be that it thrives as a really powerful niche tool for certain creators. But of course, there's the negative scenario, where it just fails to attract useful applications and kind of fades away.
All right, let's zoom out and wrap this up, because the ambition here goes so much further than just building a new piece of tech. This is really about redefining who gets to be a creator in our digital world.
It's really important to understand that the goal here isn't to just compete with Ethereum or Solana on things like transaction speeds or fees. That's not the game they're playing at all.
The true ambition is way, way bigger than that. It's about democratizing creation. It's about tearing down that wall we talked about, the one between having an idea and having the technical skill to build it. It's about fundamentally changing who holds the power to create our digital future.
And this all brings us to this final, powerful idea. Maybe the next massive leap in technology isn't going to be a faster database or a new blockchain. Maybe the real revolution is going to be determined by who is empowered to build with all these incredible new tools.
Which really just leaves us with one final question for you. If all the technical barriers were just gone, if you could create any application you could dream of simply by describing it, what would you build first?